week 4 bets. All right, through 3 weeks. Through 3 weeks. All right, Rell went 3-0 last week. All right, so get up for Rell. Rell, that's back-to-back 3-0 weeks, man. He went 1-2, then 3-0, 3-0. All right. He's 7-2 on the year. He had Justin Jefferson over 71.5, Pacheco over 38.5, and the Chiefs win. All right. Jerrick. Jerrick, 1-2. It's cool. It's cool. 1-2, 4-5 on the year. Right. Justin Herbert did not get his rushing yards. All right. JSN did get over 71.5, and then the Texans lost. I mean, that's just I thought it was green. I thought it was gonna be all green. That's what I thought. But you're gonna be all right. Let's bounce back. Let's bounce back. Then me, my first 3-0 of the year. All right. So let's get it. I appreciate it. My first 3-0 of the year. I got it together. Told y'all. Third time is the charm, right? Third time the charm. Monroe St. Brown went over 67.5. Roman Doomsday went over 62.5, and then the Bills got the W. I took the easy way out. All right, don't hate. I took the easy way out. I went with the Bills. All right, but sometimes you gotta do that to get going. What I just said a couple minutes ago. I gotta see one shot go in, and now we hot. We feeling it. All right. So now week 4 bets. Rell kick us off. Let's go 9-0 this week. Oh, by the way, I'm 5-4 on the year. All right, so 5-4. Jerrick's 4-5. Rell 7-2. Rell, let's get it going. Let's go 9-0 this week. What's up?
Yes, sir. So starting off, I'm going down to Arizona. I'm going with Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, sir. It's a divisional game, and he had a terrible game last week. He had 2 drops, and they're starting to call him a bust. Marvin Harrison, they need you, and I'm telling you, go ahead and smash that over. Marvin Harrison, 46.5 receiving yards. Then moving on to Dallas. We're going to Dallas, and I got Micah Parsons going over 0.75 sacks against Dallas. If you're really, really, really feeling good, you can even go over that because I'm telling you, Micah Parsons is coming to destroy Dallas. Y'all traded him, and he loved Dallas. He wanted to stay. Yes, sir. Then moving on to the money line, I'm going with the Lions over the Browns. We all know the Browns weren't supposed to get that game last week, and we all know the Lions are a really, really good football team, and they can't afford to lose this game. They have to stay ahead in the division. So go ahead and smash that money line for the Lions.
All right, so we got Marvin Harrison Jr. over receiving yards. We got Michael Parsons over 7.5 sacks, and then we got the Lions money line against the Browns. Once again, take the layups, y'all. Take the layups. Money is money, right? Slow money better than no money. You feel me? that's the saying. All right, so Jerrick, let's bounce back, man. 3-0 week. Let's get it. What you got?
All right. You already know I do like QB rushing yards. I really do. So what we're going to do, we're going to take Patrick Mahomes 24.5 rushing yards, okay? In big games this season against good opponents, we've seen Patrick Mahomes go for 57 rushing yards and then 66 rushing yards, okay? Whenever he plays against a good defense, he has to take off and run. They don't really get much going on in the ground game, and whenever he drops back to pass, he has to take off a lot. So we're going to take Patrick Mahomes over for 24.5 rushing yards. And then we're going to go to one of his division rivals, and we're going to go with Marion Hampton, 60.5 rushing yards, okay? If y'all all watched the Chargers game last week, y'all know that Najee Harris went down with an Achilles injury. He will be done for the season. And so what is that going to do? It's going to open up the floor for more Marion Hampton carries. Mind you, we saw him have a good game against the Broncos. He really got off that game. And I think that especially going against this team that he's going against, this is a team that we saw the Chiefs find success on the ground against. So I do think that they're going to feed Marion Hampton, make the game a little easier on Justin Herbert, and he will get over 60.5 rushing yards. And then with my money line, I'm going to take the layup. I think we all know this. I got the Packers beating the Cowboys, okay? Like Rell said, Micah Parsons, I'm expecting a monster game out of him. I'm expecting the defense as a whole to have a monster game just because they're going to ride for Micah Parsons, okay? They're going back to Micah Parsons' old home, games in Dallas. The intensity is going to be high, and I do think that the Packers will walk away with this win easily, confidently. Honestly, if you want to take the spread, honestly, you can take it, okay? But I do have the Packers for the money line.
All right, so Jerrick had Patrick Mahomes over rushing yards and Marion Hampton over rushing yards, and then the Packers over the Cowboys. All right, I'm smelling 6-0. I'm smelling 6-0. Let me cap it off with 9-0. All right, so look, Jamar Chase. All right, I love whenever Vegas overreacts and they're gonna give me 66.5 on the best receiver in the league. Sorry, Jerrick, maybe the
Chill,
best receiver in the
chill,
league.
chill.
Right? If you're gonna give me that, I'll take it all day. Look, last week in a bad game, right? Jamar Chase had 5 catches for 50 yards. Mind you, this offense turned the ball over a total of five times. All right, Jake Browning threw 2 picks. and they fumbled the ball 3 times. So 5 turnovers, those are drop killers, right? That's taking away opportunities for Jamar Chase to get yards, right? So even with 5 turnovers in a blowout, he had 50 yards, 16 yards away from what I'm telling y'all to do right now. All right. So I love the matchup this week. I know some of y'all are thinking, oh, he's going against PS2, Pat Surtain, whatever. I watched the highlights from last year, and Surtain was traveling with Jamar Chase
Hey,
last year. Surtain was traveling with Jamar Chase, and this was his numbers: 9 catches on 15 targets for 102 yards. All right,
chill. They
so
were
I
not
don't
all on
believe.
PS2. Chill. They were not all on Patrick Surtain. Watch
What
out.
you? I just watched the highlights. What
They
you
were
mean?
not. They were not. All those was not on Patrick Surtain. We
He
know.
was
We know better.
he was traveling with him for
He was
majority of
traveling
that
the
game.
majority of the game, but all of
Okay,
those. I remember that game. All of those catches was not on him.
that is look. I need 66 and a half. I don't need 102. I need 67 yards. That's all I need. 67 yards. He can get it. Can't nobody guard that man. Look, PS2 is nice. Don't get it twisted. But when I was watching them highlights, some of them catches were definitely on
Some of them
PS2
were.
too.
Some of them were for sure, but majority of the yards, especially, was not on
Once
that.
again, I don't need 100. I don't need 90. I don't need 80. Just give me 70 yards from the best receiver in the league, arguably number 2 in the league. Give me 67 and a half, 66 and a half, sorry, on Jamar Chase. And then I'm going with Jake Ferguson on Sunday night versus the Packers. All right, Jake Ferguson over 51 and a half receiving yards. For those of y'all that don't know, sorry, CeeDee Lamb is out. Okay, he's not playing, which means that's more targets for Jake Ferguson. 2 weeks ago against the Giants, Jake Ferguson had 9 catches on 12 targets for 78 yards. Against the Bears, he had 13 catches on 14 targets for 82 yards. They are feeding Jake Ferguson. All right, and every team that the Packers have played this year, the leading receiver for those teams were tight ends. All right, last week against the Browns, David Njoku, 5 catches, 40 yards, led the team. Week before that against the Commanders, Zach Ertz, 6 catches, 64 yards, led the team. Week before that, Sam Laporta with the Lions, 6 catches, 79 yards, led the team. Tight ends are eating against this Packers defense. All I need is 51 and a half. And also, if Jerrick is right about the spread, that means Dak Prescott will put the ball in the air. That means more opportunities for Jake Ferguson. That he could get this in garbage time. Who cares? We just needed to hit for our money. All right. And then last but not least, I'm going with the Bears money line over the Raiders. All right, look. Last week I took the layup. This week I feel like this is a layup as well. All right, I think that this Bears team found something last week against a bad opponent, and they're going against another bad opponent. This Raiders team is god awful. Everybody that thought going into this year that this Raiders team was going to be nice and they was going to challenge for the division, it was going to be a wild card team. Look at my face. Are you serious? Geno Smith. That's who we got faith in. Geno Smith. Then Ashton Genty can't get it going because the O-line stinks. Like, the O-line sucks. I've been saying this since day one. Right? It was a bad pick because they don't have an O-line. All right. Then the Bears, like I said, they're getting it going. It's in Vegas. I ain't got to worry about no weather, nothing like that. Caleb Williams about to have another big day against this terrible Raiders secondary. And that's how you go 3-0, 9-0 on bets for week 4. All right. But once again, y'all can catch all of our bets on our Discord. All right. It's a one-time $10 payment. All right. Let me know in the chat if you want to join. I'll send you all the information and you can join and get paid. Last week, my slip went 4 for 4 on the Discord. All right. So look, you can get free money, all right, by joining Discord for just $10. All right. Let's move on to our week 4 picks and get y'all out of here. All right. I'm 30-18 on the year. 30-18. It's not the best, but it's over 500. That's where you want to stay. Rell, what you got?
Yes, sir. I'm 27 and 21. We going up for sure. Trust me.
Facts, Jerrick.
33 and 15.
33 and 15. Boom. So we all well over 500. We good to go. Let's keep it going this upcoming week. All right. So first up, Thursday night football. We got the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Cardinals. They had a heartbreaking loss last week to the 49ers. I'm still not sold on the Seahawks team. They beat up on the bad Saints team, and I'm banking on Kyler Murray to have a big game.
Jerrick.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Honestly, just I'm not too confident in this team, but I do like what I'm seeing out of them. And this Cardinals team, I do have some question marks about, although they've been playing some pretty good football, lost a pretty good close game to the 49ers. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one.
I'm gonna lean towards the Cardinals. I don't think the Seahawks have a credible win this year. They just beat up one, like Rell said, bad Saints team, and then against the Steelers. Like, for example, the Steelers and the Patriots played this past weekend. People can say, "Oh, the Patriots let go of that game." We forced those turnovers. We was punching those balls out, right? We was causing those fumbles. Against when we played the Seahawks 2 weeks ago, They wasn't forcing nothing. We beat ourselves. Calvin Austin dropped the pass, pops up for an interception. That's on us. The kick return that we let muffed and then they picked it up for a touchdown. We basically handed them that game. All right, so that's 14 points that we just gave them off rip by two mistakes that we made. So none of their wins are credible. And I think the Cardinals, in a nice, tough game with the 49ers, James Conner went down with the season-ending injury, but I think Trey Benson will step in and keep this thing going. So I got the Cardinals winning at home against the Seahawks team that I think is kind of overrated right now. All right, but Sunday, early in the morning, 8:30 in Dublin, we got the Vikings and the Steelers. Sorry. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Vikings all day. Last week's game showed me exactly what I needed to see. I thought the Vikings were just going to be a bad team. I thought it was over with, but Kevin McConnell's still a really, really good coach, and he's a quarterback-friendly system. And I know that this Vikings team is going to come to play, so I'm going to take them over Pittsburgh. And I haven't been seeing Aaron Rodgers play his best ball. So,
Jerrick?
You know me, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I do think that last week I did see better from the defense. I saw a lot better from the defense. Bring Derek Harmon, that first round pick. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't a big fan of it when we first made it, but that was a great pick. That was a great pick. Omar Khan, he really helped with the run game and he helped in the pass rush. So I do expect to see this defense gel a little bit more. Like what I'm starting to realize about the Steelers, you can have training camp all you want, you can have practice all you want, but the chemistry comes from playing actual football games, and that's what the defense is starting to get. They're starting to get games together. So I do think that we're going to be able to cause some problems for Carson Wentz. We'll get some pressure to him, and then on the offensive side, just manage, take care of the ball. This would be one of those wins like last year where the defense really helps us with this win because the Vikings defense is pretty good. But I do have the Steelers win this one.
Yeah, I'm like now. If this was in Pittsburgh, I might have leaned toward Pittsburgh a little more. But I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Look, I'm gonna be real. I'm picking the Vikings. Look, bro. Look, Jared. We talked about it last week. Our offensive line is so soft. Like it's embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing how soft the offensive line is. I do think that it's a Brian Flores defense that will take advantage of that, and they're gonna bring the house. I do believe that Aaron Rodgers can do well against the blitz, but I don't like this O line at all, honestly. And this might be a close loss. We could win this game. Not saying we're not gonna win it, but if I had to pick for my credibility, I think I have to pick the Vikings. All right, we saw the defense did last week. I'm worried about our offense, period. And it's not the offense. It's not Aaron Rodgers. It's not the receivers. It's not the running backs. It's simply the offensive line is what I'm worried about. You're right. The defense could keep us in this game, but it could also lead to a loss as well. Jerry, I'm just keeping it a book, bro.
Put your faith in Carson Wentz. I like it. Put your faith in Carson Wentz.
line soft as tissue paper.
Put your faith in Carson Wentz. I love it.
Tissue paper, bro.
Put your faith in Carson Wentz. I love
It's not
it.
about that. He's not going to have a good game either. It's going to be a low-scoring, old-fashioned Steelers game that we lose because Aaron Rodgers can't get the ball out of his hands because the offensive line on their back the whole entire game.
For those of y'all who like to bet, take Chris Boswell's field goals. Watch.
Facts. No, facts. 100%.
Yeah, and watch is going to lead to us winning. Watch is going to lead to us winning, just like it did this past week. Chris Boswell field goal. It's okay.
All right. If it was in Pittsburgh, I would
feel okay. We're going to have some words off this podcast. It's okay, though.
What? Because I'm being real. We got some words. All right, whatever. All right, next up on Sunday at 12 o'clock. All right, back to the normal schedule. We got the Commanders at the Falcons. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Falcons. They had a terrible game last week. Michael Penix had a terrible game, and I'm 100% expecting him to come back, have a much better game in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. I'm taking the Falcons all day. Y'all go ahead and smash that. And I'm also hearing rumors that Jaden Daniels did not practice today.
Okay. Jerrick, who you got?
I was waiting on that from you, Rell. I was waiting to see about that. So I am going to change my pick to the Falcons. Like Rell said, they played terrible last week. They really did. And then one thing that I'd like to see, though, was that Raheem Morris, he still has faith in his quarterback. He said that Michael Penix is still his guy. Last year, Kirk Cousins lost the job. He said Michael Penix has not done that yet, and he still has faith in his young quarterback. I do think that this is a game where they can get Bijan Robinson heavily involved to make it a little bit easier, and they will have a better game. And like Russ said, they're going to bounce back. They're at home. They won't look as bad as they did, and I'm not as confident in Marcus Mariota. I'm just not.
And I'm not that confident in Michael Penix right now. Right now, I mean, they didn't just lose to the Panthers; they got spanked by the Panthers. All right, and it was large part because Michael Penix couldn't get the job done. Look, I'm not saying he a bust and nothing like that, but it just hasn't looked good so far. So I'm gonna lean towards the Commanders. Right, even with Marcus Mariota, they provided last week. The defense played really, really well. I mean, granted, they played the Raiders, but the Falcons. Hey, from what I saw last week, it ain't that much of a difference between you and the Raiders. I mean, y'all both 1-2. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not that confident in the Falcons to just say, you know what, the Falcons going to win at home against Marcus Mariota. So I'm going with the Commanders. All right, next up, we got the Saints and the Bills. Rell, who you got?
Bills.
Jerrick.
I feel so bad for real, but I got the Bills. This is bad.
Now, this what Rell wanted. Rell wanted a bad record. He wants the high pick. It's what he wanted. So you get what you want.
To get who?
Yeah, who you want, Rell?
I don't even know. Definitely not one of them quarterbacks.
Best bet would be a quarterback from Oklahoma, but he just broke his hand in his throwing hand. So we're gonna see how he is when he comes back from surgery. But yeah, to get who, real, this looks bad.
To be honest,
make that trade for Anthony Richardson.
To be honest, that man, Spencer Rattler, he ain't been playing bad. It's everybody else. But that first overall pick holds a lot of value. If I would just get that and then trade it back if I'm
Yeah,
saying.
facts. Yeah, but I'm going with the Bills. I mean, let's yeah.
Short and sweet.
It is what it is.
Don't even
Browns,
gotta talk
Lions.
about it.
You said what?
Don't even gotta talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Short and sweet.
I feel you. Browns, Lions, Rell, you got.
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Lions. This is going to be another low scoring game just because the Browns have a really good defense, but I think the Browns got one they weren't supposed to get, and I think the Lions will go ahead and claim this victory at home for a field.
Jerrick.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I do like this though. This does let us see how they're going to adjust coming off of that week 1 loss to the Packers, because we know that was heavily because of the amount of pressure Green Bay was able to get on this offense. So I'm looking to see what the new offensive coordinator will do to adjust that, knowing he's playing against Myles Garrett and those other guys that really get after the quarterback and make it hard to run the ball. But I do have the Lions. So I'm excited to watch this game, honestly.
I got the Lions. No way the Lions come off that big win and then drop one to the Browns. Right, the Browns. I think they snuck one on the Packers. The Packers let that game go. I don't think you can hold the Lions' offense to 10 points the whole entire game. That's just not going to happen. Their offense is too good for that. So I got the Lions winning because the Browns just can't keep up, especially against a pretty good Lions defense as well. All right, next up we got the Titans and the Texans. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I got the Texans. And I know I keep on picking the Texans, but I'm telling you, the Texans got it this time. They're at home. The Texans play the best at home. CJ Stroud, all the doubters are on them. We know how good this Texans defense is going to be. I'm taking the Texans at home. Taking the Texans at home.
Jerrick. Real sound like that hurt to come out. Real sound like you hurting right now trying to pick the Texans to win this game. Jerrick, who you got?
Man, I'm gonna go with the Texans, bro. But I promise you, if they lose this game, this is my last time picking them. I promise. I don't care who they play from now on. If they lose this game, I will pick everybody else. Like Rell said, there's no way with as good as that defense is that they let Cam Ward come out here and beat them. I mean, we've seen some pretty good things out of Cam Ward, but like when you play Indianapolis, it just didn't look good. Not only because he didn't have a good game, but just the talent around him. Like, it's not there. There's no way the Texans lose this game. There's just no way. And if they do, I don't know, man. I got the Texans.
I'm gonna go with the Texans, man. I look like y'all said it, bro. They can't win this game. Then who can you beat? If you can't beat arguably the worst team in the league, who can you beat? And CJ Stroud, I promise you, if you don't get over 20 points against the Titans defense, I'm going to like I'm really gonna flame you next week on the podcast. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna flame you on TikTok because this is bad. Like I'm going to flame you if you can't get 20 points against this Titans defense. This is getting ridiculous. It's really getting ridiculous. All right. Next up, we got the Panthers and the Patriots. Rell, you got?
Yes, sir. I'm on the Bryce Young hype train. Y'all know that. I'm taking the Panthers. Yes, sir. I think that win last week in Atlanta, it was big. It was real big for Bryce Young, and it was big real for Dave Canales. Going against another young Patriots team, you got to go win this game. Bryce Young, show you're a better quarterback than Drake May.
Got you, Jerrick.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one. I'm just not I'm not buying it from the Panthers. I'm not. I think they're going to be very high off of this big win versus the Falcons and the Patriots. I think they're going to be hungry for a win because if we're being honest, they could have won that game last week against the Steelers. So I do think that, and I think that now we're going to get to see their best running back on the field. Like Ramondre Stevens, he's not that guy. Sam Gibbs, he's not that guy. So I'm very, very excited to see Travion Henderson get the RB1 workload that he deserves. Truly, he's an electrifying playmaker, and he can be that. So they're going to get him more involved. Drake May wants to have a better game. I know Mike Vrabel's going to have the team ready to go. I'm just not confident in the Panthers.
I'm going with the Patriots. I do think that, as I said last week, I do think the Steelers forced all those fumbles. Like I'm 10 toes down on that. But at the end of the day, if I'm in the film room, I'm like, guys, we fumbled the ball 5 times and lost by 7 points. Like, sorry, we turned the ball over 5 times, lost by 7 points. Had 1 pick, 4 fumbles, lost by 7. Right? We really had that game. So I think it's both ways. Like, they looking at it like we beat ourselves, but the Steelers also got to take credit in doing and causing those fumbles. I think that's going to lead to a big bounce back game against the Panthers, who I think last week was more about the Falcons than it was the Panthers. To be honest with you, Michael Penix, it's not looking too hot. And I was a Michael Penix guy coming out of Washington, but it's not looking too hot right now. I'm going with the Patriots at home. All right, Chargers, Giants, Rell, you got.
Yes, sir. You got to pick the underdog, right? You got to. Hey, hey, New York ain't look bad in not one game the whole year. It's just always been Russell Wilson. I'm telling you, like I said earlier, he looked bad in the Commanders game. He looked bad in the Chiefs game. Jackson Dart, they got a true quarterback that can really sling it. Brian Daboll, the Giants are getting desperate. They're 0-3. I'm telling you, the Chargers are really high. Jerrick, just like you said, now the Chargers are really, really high. The Giants are really, really hungry. You see how the Giants locker room looks right now? You see how Malik Neighbors look right now? I'm telling you, go ahead, take the underdog. In New York, come on. I'm taking the underdog. I just told you my reason why I'm taking the Giants. They really hungry. Jackson Dart. Come on.
Uh-oh. I like it. Jerrick, I don't know. I think Rell
I
might.
don't like it at all. Real,
No Khalil Mack
I see
either.
what you did there. Using
No Khalil Mack.
the Chargers are very high. They have a reason to be very high because they're playing very good football against very good teams. The Giants, they're playing. No, I'm sorry, I see what you're saying, but I'm telling you right now, Jackson Dart's not going to be the difference. If y'all do anything for me, if y'all listen to me, I want y'all to go watch the Ole Miss versus Florida game from Jackson Dart's last season. There, watch what happened in that game. Looked a little similar to Russell Wilson. So look, what I'm trying to tell you is Jackson Dart's not going to change his team around. It's not going to happen. The Chargers are going to win this game. What's the spread for this game? Somebody tell me what the spread for this game is.
-6 + 6.
Take the spread. Chargers.
Oh man, Rell, I'm feeling you. I think that is going to be
You were big on Jackson.
right.
You were big on Jackson Dart.
I thought we should have got Jackson Dart. And I do believe that we have to kind of grade this game on a curve, right? Because that Chargers defense is pretty darn good, if you ask me, right? That defense
Pretty
is
darn good.
Pretty darn
No
good.
Khalil Mack this week. No Khalil Mack this week.
No Khalil
Ain't
Mack.
have him last
Facts.
week.
Facts.
Bo Nix looked good with no Khalil Mack. He looked good. He looked comfortable.
He did. And I'm like, bro, this is hard. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm gonna take a chance. This is why. Listen, hear me out. I think the vibes are good, bro. Did you see the body language of Malik Neighbors when Russ threw that pick?
Man.
But Malik Neighbors is like, it's frustrated. Like it's easy. This is how easy it is. Get the ball to Malik Neighbors, and you'll be in games. You might not win them, but you'll be in them. Right, and that's what happened against the Cowboys. They fed Malik Neighbors,
and I saw Russell Wilson try to throw the ball between two people to get the ball to Malik Neighbors. At some point, you just can't say just get the ball to Malik Neighbors. And right. Jackson Dart's gonna try that exact thing and throw 2 interceptions. Look, man, y'all can go ahead. I tried to tell y'all last week when we talked about the Lions and the Ravens, and this one should be a no-brainer. So look, y'all go ahead though. Pick the Giants. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do it, Rell. I got you, Rell.
Yep.
I got you back,
Flame y'all next week on the podcast.
And it's at home too. So
what does that mean?
Gonna be rocking. We get to see our franchise QB playing. I think, hey man, I think an upset is brewing.
Take the spread, guys.
There's a reason why Vegas has this 6.5. Look, for all bettors out there, for everybody like to gamble, Vegas not stupid. Vegas not gonna just put lines there for you to just cash them. Like that's not what they do. It's 6.5 for a reason.
Hey guys, we're cashing. After this, I'm going to text him to make me a slip, and the Chargers 6.5 over will be on that slip. Don't listen to these guys.
Okay. Hey, I'm willing to take the chance. I'm willing to take it. All right, next up, we got a big matchup, big NFC matchup. This could maybe be the NFC Championship game. We got the Eagles. We got the Bucks. Rell, who you got?
I'm going Eagles. I think this will be Baker Mayfield's worst game for sure, for sure. Mike Evans, he hurt his hamstring. It's going to be at least a 2 to 3 week recovery, and with his age, it's going to be even longer than that. And the Eagles are riding really high right now, and I just feel like Baker Mayfield won't have too many weapons to give the ball to outside of Ibuka. And I strongly feel like Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter are going to shut down this run game that Bucky Irving and the Bucks have been able to run through everybody with. So I'm definitely taking the Eagles.
Jerrick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles. They were in a close game. The Buccaneers were in a close game with the Jets with Tyrod Taylor. I think that really should let people know that yes, this Bucks team is good. Yes, like we say, any given Sunday in this league, but just the fact that game was super duper close, and like Rell said, no Mike Evans. I am gonna pick the Eagles, but bettors, keep your eye on the Mega Ibuka this weekend. He's already getting number 1 targets. Now he's definitely gonna get them. So, but I do got the Eagles with this one.
I got the Eagles. I think the Buccaneers kind of had the Eagles number a little bit. I think the past 2 matchups, I think they beat them. I think they beat them in the playoffs the year before last. And then last year, I want to say they beat them in the regular season. I could be wrong. I do think the Buccaneers are 2-0 the past 2 games. But I do got the Eagles winning this game. Like y'all said, Mike Evans not being there, I think that's going to be a problem. And I do think this can be that Saquon game. We haven't seen it yet, right? We have not seen the Saquon game yet. And I think this can be that. And also, maybe the Eagles might start opening the offense up a little bit. Like, Jay Hurst throw it a little bit. Right? He doesn't have to, but a little bit. That will also open up the run for Saquon Barkley. But if you gonna stop the run, hey, bet. Like we'll beat you the other way. So I'm going with the Ravens in Tampa Bay. All right, next up we got the Colts and the Rams. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Rams. Tough loss last week, a game they shouldn't have lost. It came down to a last-second field goal block. And I think the Rams are going to be really, really hurt. They're going to be at home. The Colts are going to be really, really high, like I said. The Rams are really, really hungry, especially in that division. You know the 49ers are undefeated. You got to get this game and stay within them. And Brock Purdy coming back this week.
Rell, Jerrick, who you got?
I got the Rams. Like Rell said, I just saw them go toe-to-toe with the best team in the NFL. And they should have won that game. 2 blocked field goals, that's insane, especially for one of them to get returned for a touchdown to end the game. So I do have the Rams winning this one. I think they're going to win this one very comfortably as well. The Colts, don't get me wrong, they're a better team than I thought they were going to be, than any of us thought they were going to be. But I don't think they're on the level of a team like the Rams. So I do have the Rams winning this one.
All right, I'm going with the Rams. I think this is when we're going to start seeing who the Colts really are. When you start playing the real contenders now. The Broncos, I thought they was a real contender. I'm a little concerned right now about Denver, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But this is when you're going to really see who the Colts really are, right? And I think the Rams are going to take away Jonathan Taylor and say, Daniel Jones, beat us. Show us that the hype is real. Show us that you have turned the page on your career. Show us that you are what they call him, Indiana Jones. Show me that you're Indiana Jones, right? So I think that he gonna make some mistakes, and I think the hype on the Colts is about to come down. Even though they're playing a really good team. Like I wouldn't even say the Colts are a bad team if they lose to the Rams because it's the Rams. You know what I'm saying? But I do think everybody gonna be like, oh, that's the Daniel Jones. We know right there. I think this is the week that it's gonna happen. All right, next up we got the Jaguars and the 49ers. Rell, you got?
Yes, sir. I'm taking the 49ers. Brock Purdy's coming back this week. They're going to be a way better football team. And Jacksonville Jaguars, another game they should not have won last week. Trevor Lawrence playing terrible football. Just CJ Stroud just basically gave him that game at the end of it. But I'm definitely taking the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan definitely knows how to win football games, especially at home.
Jerrick, who you got?
I have the 49ers. They're playing the absolute worst 2-1 football team I've seen in my life. This Jaguars team's not good at all. They can't really put points on the board, especially against a good defense. Mind you, Nick Bosa, He is out for the season towards ACL. That is very sad. But like this Jaguars team is just not good. Like Rell said, Brock Purdy's coming back. Mac Jones did not look bad at all. But we know Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than him. So Kyle Shanahan will be happy to have him back. I have the 49ers win this one.
There needs to be an investigation on the trainers in San Francisco, the trainers, the nutritionists, the medical staff, anybody. It needs to be an investigation because why is this place so filled with injuries? Every single year, it's injuries after injuries after injuries with the same team. Like your luck can't be that bad that your team keep getting hurt like this. Like something's happening behind closed doors that we not seeing. Right? Nick Bosa out. George Kittle was already hurt. Brock Purdy was already hurt. Juwan Jennings hurt. Brandon Ayuk hurt. Right? Last year, Christian McCaffrey missed the whole entire season. Like this is ridiculous. With all that being said, they're going to get Trevor Lawrence. Look, I'm off the Trevor Lawrence train. I gave him a chance. I said this is the year
You're a
he
guy.
proved himself. You right, my guy at Clemson. You right, Sunshine. That's what I called him, right?
Prince that was promised.
Prince that was promised. There it is. But yeah, bro, I can't support you. I can't back you anymore. I gave you chances. The world threw you away a long time ago. I kept trying to give you chances, and best believe you're looking very average, like extremely average, with good weapons. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. So I'm gonna go with the 49ers at home. I think this will be a pretty comfortable win against the Jaguars team. All right, but then next up, we got the game of the week. The game of the week. Both teams desperate for a win. 1-2. Neither one wants to go 1-3. We got the Ravens at Arrowhead. Rell team versus Jerrick team. The first matchup we had this podcast was me versus Jerrick. I won, of course. Now we got Rell versus Jerrick. Rell, I know who you got. Tell me why you got him. You on mute. You on mute.
Yes, sir. You actually don't know who I got though, because
Really?
I'm taking the Chiefs in Arrowhead. And the reason I'm taking the Chiefs in Arrowhead is because they're underdogs, and two, they can't afford to go 1-3, like I said earlier in our segments. They're in a really good division, probably one of the best divisions in football, with probably the best quarterbacks in football with Justin Herbert and Bo Nix. And the Chiefs are going to be ready to win this game. They're hungry. They're hungry. They're ready to get back to that dominant level that they were at. And the Ravens know what division they're in. They know they're in the division with the Bengals and the Steelers. Like, we don't need this game. We could drop this game and still win the division. So
Hey, chill
I'm
out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill
Yeah,
out.
you
Chill out.
yeah, yeah,
the,
you could have said the Bengals and Browns. You haven't said Steelers. Chill. Chill.
the Chiefs will be a lot more hungrier.
I got you. Jerrick.
You know what, Rell? I might have to go back and think more about that Chargers and Giants game because you know you might be onto something, but I got the Chiefs. Like last week, when the Ravens play good teams, really, really good teams, like the elite teams, the teams that we say have a chance to go all the way, they fold, they crumble, they show us their true colors. The same thing will happen this time. Mahomes has the Chiefs number. He's going to get the job done any means necessary. I like the connection I'm starting to see with Mahomes and some of his weapons, like Tyreek Thornton. He's starting to get that. He's starting to get a connection with him. This is a speedy receiver. Their timing seems to be off, but he's starting to get that connection with him. And then just they're starting to get in a flow of things. The defense looks really good. I think that Spags is going to drop a nice game plan for Lamar Jackson like he always does. And I just think that the Ravens are going to be the Ravens and the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. And the Chiefs will win this game. They're going to be 2-2, and they're going to try to come back and get first place in that division.
Yeah, I think we got a clean sweep on the pod, man. I'm going with the Chiefs. Look, I think that plus 3.5 is absolutely free for the Chiefs. If they do lose this game, it's going to be close, right? It's not going to be more than 4 points. So plus 3.5 to me is absolutely free with the Chiefs. Look, Patrick Mahomes is 4-1 versus Lamar Jackson. Like we have to, we at some point we got to just say, look, he got your number, dog. We say it with Mahomes and Josh Allen, right? We say Josh Allen can't beat Mahomes in the biggest moments. Well, this is a big moment. They're both 1-2, avoiding to go 1-3. It's a big game, right? It's always a big game when these top AFC contenders play each other, right? And I think that the Chiefs are going into that knowing they haven't won a game at home yet. Now they only played one game at home, but they lost, right? So Arrowhead gonna be jumping, and I think, bro, the Ravens after that loss this past week, they got bullied. Like they got bullied, and the score doesn't reflect it because it doesn't look close. It was what 30-38, right?
Yeah.
But they got bullied. They gave over 200 yards on the ground. They didn't get any sacks, and they gave up 7 sacks, right? So they got bullied. They got out schemed. They got out coached, and I think the Chiefs can do that against this Ravens team. So I got, and mind you, in a part of my reason saying +3.5 is free. Mahomes is 4-1 versus Lamar, and that one loss to Lamar was by 1 point. All right, so take the +3.5. It is free for the Chiefs. Jerry, go ahead and add it to your minus
Oh
six and
yeah,
a
okay, you can add to the split right now.
half.
Add to the split right now.
Add it to your -6.5. All right, but next up, we have the Bears and the Raiders. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Bears. Like I said earlier, this is another great opportunity for the Bears to have another great offensive explosion and to just prove that Caleb Williams is that guy. Caleb Williams, you got to go win this game. I'm locking the Bears.
Got you, Jerry.
Yeah, Caleb Williams or Geno Smith. I'm taking Caleb Williams. I got the Bears.
Oh man, look, this is a must-win game for the Bears. It's a must-win. You got to go into the bye 2-2. You can't get momentum and then lose to the Raiders and go into the bye 1-3. Like I think this can be. I said last week could have been a season turnaround. This can be a season killer. If you lose this game, going to the bye 1-3, vibes are low, right? And then you coming out the bye. I don't know who they play outside the bye, but you got to win this game. This is a must-win game in Vegas this early in the year. Keep the momentum going against a bad Raiders team. You'll be just fine. I got the Bears over the Raiders. And also, Rell boy, Dennis Johnson versus Geno Smith. Come on now. Come on now. You already know you about to drop something nasty for him. Come on now. But then we got Sunday night. This is simply cinema. This game is about to break watch records. I promise you. It's about to break records for how many people are about to tune in to this Packers and Cowboys game. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. Shout out to Jerrick for giving me the lock on this game. I'm taking the Packers for sure, for sure. Coming off a very, very tough loss last week again, they shouldn't have gave up. Like you mentioned earlier, they gave up 10 points in 6 minutes. Like, you just can't do that. I'm taking the Packers to most definitely win this game. And if you're feeling really, really good, trying to make some extra money, touch Michael Parsons. Like, every single parlay that they gave for Michael Parsons, go ahead and put over for it. I'm telling you.
Jared.
Yeah, just to double back down on my money line, I have the Packers winning this one. And like Rell said, coming off of an embarrassing loss against Cleveland, giving up 10 points, like this defense is gonna be very hungry on time. Like this is like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for Dallas. This is bad. They have the motivation of losing to a bad Browns team last week, on top of y'all just trading away Michael Parsons, like he's not one of the best players in the league. I got the Packers. Once again, not only do I have the Packers, I have the Packers plus that spread. So I'm going to go ahead and take that spread. 6.5 is looking pretty free. No CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys are going to be in trouble.
I got the Packers. Not really much to say. This is a perfect week for Jordan Love to get it going again, right? I think this is a breakout game for Matthew Golden. For those of y'all that, once again, I'm gonna spit some knowledge for y'all. Take the over on Matthew Golden's yards. Look, this Cowboys defense gives up explosive plays, right? They cannot stop anybody. Matthew Golden's a speedster. He's a deep threat, right? One catch can get, I think his like 40.5 yards. One catch can get the prop, right? So I think you definitely take the over on Matthew Golden this week. Like Cowboys defense is so bad. I can't even like. There's nothing I can even. And a part of me wants to say so bad. This is a trap game. So bad. A part of me wants to say it so bad. Like not necessarily the Cowboys winning, but it being a very close game. Right. Something wants me to say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Packers over the Cowboys, and you can touch the spread. I think that's just the. I'm just playing games. You can take the spread. I think I'm playing games right now. Maybe we'll see. But then Monday night we got another doubleheader. Somebody told me they don't like doubleheaders on Monday night. What? Why not? What's wrong with a doubleheader on Monday night? Bro?
That's great.
That's great. Exactly. We got the Jets and the Dolphins. Rell, you got?
This is a hard one. This is a really, really hard one. But I'm gonna take the Jets. I'm taking the Jets, thinking Justin Fields will be back, right? The Dolphins can't stop the run to save their life, and I know what type of quarterback Tua is. And this Jets defense is still a very respectable defense, as we all know. And I think the Jets should definitely take this one. I'm still not big on the Dolphins. I think they'll go on for it.
Jerry, your boy Aaron Glenn, the dancing machine. What
I
you
got the Jets. I think this is the perfect opportunity for Aaron Glenn to get his first win and get some mojo in his locker room. They've played, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like they played 3 good football teams, and only one game looked like very bad. Like that game versus the Steelers, very respectable, and then the game, of course, versus the Buccaneers. That's just like the way they lost that game. I don't think like nobody would have thought that. Like especially Aaron Glenn dancing like that whenever we thought they do that. He just knew the game was won, but they didn't win that one. So I think that they're itching for a win. They're very much itching for a win, and I think that like Miami, although they did play a pretty good game against the Bills, they're on the opposite side of things. Like I just think that the morale in that locker room is down. I don't think they don't have that same urge to win like the Jets do. So like Rell said, Justin Fields can come back. We know what this team can be. He's very much so an upgrade from Tyrod Taylor at this point in Tyrod Taylor's career. I do have the Jets winning this one.
I got my boy Aaron Glenn, man. I think they'll get the first win. Look, if Justin Fields come back, I think they'll definitely get the W, right? But even with Tyrod Taylor there, they competed with the Bucks, right? Yes, it took a crazy play for them to kind of stay in the game, but I do think they can beat this Dolphins team, and I do think we're getting closer and closer to the breaking news that Mike McDaniel's gone. I think this is going to be the game that does it, right? Not only are you 0-3, but you lost to an 0-3 team, right? So I think his job is on the line, and it's at home. Like I think it's just you got to win this game if you want to keep your job, and I do think it's going to be gone. All right, but then to end off the week, we got the Bengals and the Broncos. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. This one was another one I was very, very confident on. I'm taking the Broncos. Sean Payton at home, week 4. Hey, J-Mo had this very, very good saying last year. The Broncos were undefeated against teams that were under 500. I think they're going to strongly stay on that same path. They had a tough loss to the Chargers last week. Justin Herbert had to go down, evade 2 sacks, break a sack while throwing a touchdown. It was actually one of Jay Bess's top plays. Yeah, I think the Broncos will be very, very hungry, especially knowing the division they're in. They can't lose this game, especially with this good, very good defense going against this backup quarterback who has a tendency to turn over the ball. I'm taking the Broncos. All off that.
Jerrick.
Yeah, I have the Broncos. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a believer in this Broncos team. I still think that they can find a way to get to the playoffs, and this is the perfect game to do it. They're going against a Bengals team who is not good at the moment, backup QB and suspect defense. So this is a time where Bo Nix can find his rhythm. They started off finding that rhythm pretty good against the Chargers, making that a good game. So I just think this is a game where it just like solidifies, okay, we know who we are, we know what we can do, and we have a lot more games to turn the season around. So I do have the Broncos.
Yep, another sweep. I'm going with the Broncos. I think this is a get right game, not just for the team, but for the deep. Well, take that back. I take that back. This might be a close game. This might be a close game. 'Cause I think what the Bengals did last week, I'm not expecting that every single week. I'm not expecting them to have 5 turnovers every single week. Like that's ridiculous. Like I think that's crazy for anybody to think. So I do think the Broncos gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be. I think the spread is like 7.5, something like that. So I wouldn't do that, but I do think that the Broncos will get this W at home. It's a must-win game for Denver. In my opinion, I think that once again, we're talking about a division and a conference that's pretty competitive. And if you fall to 1-3, I'm not even like Rell said, they take care of business against the bad teams. I'm not confident they can do that right now. Like just from what I've seen so far. Now, mind you, they lost to the Colts, they lost to the Chargers. I get it. But I thought this was a team that could beat the Colts, that could beat the Chargers. And so far, Bo Nix hasn't looked great. He hasn't looked like I thought year 2 Bo Nix would look. Like it's not a leap right now. Right now it's very the same to maybe below what he did last year. But I do think Sean Payton can fix that. I do think the Broncos will get a W and get right back on track. All right. But that's how you wrap
So,
up. Go ahead.
so I just have a quick question. So you don't think the Bengals have a chance to like be that bad every week after seeing what Jake Browning has put out the first 2 weeks? Like he came in the second quarter last week and threw 3 INTs. Last week threw 2 INTs. Like this guy's bad. He started
I have
7 games
to
last year. He has 7 INTs. Like this guy is bad.
I have
You can expect this. This is the quarterback they have.
so even with the 2 picks, like they had 3 fumbles lost. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm just saying, I think that 5 turnover game is just an outlier. Like I don't think they're gonna average 5 turnovers or average. They had 3 turnovers because of the picks. I don't think they're gonna average 3 and 5 turnovers. Like I think Jake Browning at some point is not going to turn the ball over. Like I have to believe that as an NFL quarterback, there's no way because at this point, why is he still starting? Why are you still starting? At this point, like Jerrick said, go call James. Clearly, James not going to play in New York. You might as well call him at this point because New York is already moving on to their future, right? So I just think I got the Broncos winning. I just don't know. I don't think Jake Browning because the year that Jake Browning had played when Joe Burrow was out, he didn't look this bad.
He
Like he
didn't.
didn't look this bad. He looked doable. He looked playable. Jamar Chase still having pretty good games. Like this offense is easy to be in. You get the ball to your playmakers and Zach Taylor. Make it easy for him. Get the ball to Jamar Chase. Get the ball to T Higgins. Get the ball to Chase Brown. Like you have a really good offense to be around. So I don't know. I got the Broncos though.
I think this might be the game where they do, if they want to keep this season intact and hope that they can keep this team together for Joe Burrow to return at the end of the season. This might be the game where it's like, okay, we need to go call somebody else because I think, like Rell said, the stripes on the zebra don't change. And as of right now, Jake Browning plays terrible. So I think that this might be the game where they look elsewhere if they do want to stay in contention for when Joe Burrow can return.
Got you. But on that note, that is it for the Straight to the Point podcast, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Once again, please hit up my TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the bottom of the screen. Also, Discord, one-time $10 payment. If you want to join, let me know in the comments, and I will send you all the information so y'all can get paid, all right? But that's it from your boy, J Bess. I will see y'all next week on the pod, but I will see y'all on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. But your boy, J Bess, your boy, Rell, your boy, Jerrick.
Yo, they feeling like in 7, leave a comment down below.